How's it going, guys and gals? My name is Beckett, and welcome back to another Beckett Reacts video. Today's Beckett Reacts video, we are going back to a previous channel we've done plenty of it. I've done plenty of videos on before, Jubilee, and we are returning to Jubilee's Middle Ground series. And this time we're watching Death Penalty and Anti-Death Penalty. Is there middle ground? Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on it straight away, and I'll hear what these guys have to say. Now, as you guys will know if you watch my channel, and if you're not, then watch my channel to get watch other videos to get, you know, context on this. But as you guys will know, I'm a massive Star Trek fan. It's basically the thriving force of my life. It's what it is, but it's the one thing out of everything else in this universe that I am most passionate about. Pretty much, I think. I love it to bits, and in Star Trek, there is no death penalty. Or yes, I don't think there is. Give your boy a second. Okay, so. Yeah, I was right. Generally, in general terms, in Star Trek, in Star Trek, mainly within the Federation itself, death penalty isn't something that they use anymore. To quote Captain Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek: The Next Generation, capital punishment in our world is no longer considered a justifiable deterrent. So I agree with a lot of the ideas of the Federation in Star Trek, so personally, I don't think death penalties were a very good idea. I say that because of the reason that, as I've heard, it's sort of like giving them the easy way out. Because, like, if there's someone who you think that committed a crime so bad that they deserve to be killed, then those people and you do kill them, then they're taking the easy way out. Because if you put them in jail, they live in jail. They'll be in jail for probably the rest of their life. They'll be contemplating what they've done in their life and why they've done it, and they'll just have they'll be in jail for the rest of their life, and that's not really it's an unenjoyable, dull life experience. And so and if you killed that person, then yeah, they're no longer living, but they're not aware that they're living because they're dead. So therefore, it's kind of, you know, it's cheating. That's how I see it personally. But enough about me. Let's get on to see how these Americans, or these people, think about the death penalty.
There was a woman who set her husband on fire, killed him for raping her 7-year-old daughter. She found him, murdered him.
And yes, she deserves a death penalty.
What?
She can no.
Hold on, I had to replay that. What the fuck?
There was a woman who set her husband on fire, killed him for raping her 7-year-old daughter. She found.
Okay. What? I mean, immediately off the bat, there are better ways of going about dealing with that scenario than lighting your own husband on fire. I can name them. File for divorce. Get a restraining order on him. If he goes anywhere near the child, he has to get arrested by the police. And probably many more that I can't actually think of. But fire? Really? Jesus! And it's only 5 seconds in! What?
Found him, murdered him.
And yes, she deserves a death penalty.
What?
She can no.
Yeah, same. I was like, what? 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 Oh, wow.
If you support the death penalty, please take the light to the left. If you do not support the death penalty, take the light to the right. First statement, step forward if you agree. If you do not agree, if it is not true for you, stay exactly where you are. Having a death penalty deters people from committing crimes.
I mean, yeah, it does. But
I don't know that any regular human, the average human, which is who we're speaking about, would risk their life when that survival instinct is so incredibly ingrained and so strong.
That's the foundation of my entire argument, the reason why I stay on the left-hand side. Not because I feel that capital punishment should be handed out, dished out to everyone that commits a crime. No, I'm talking about the idea that, in my opinion, capital punishment is a deterrent. It influences the way people behave. Look at Michigan. Michigan abolished capital punishment in 1858.
Exactly.
Look at the crime rate in Michigan right now.
Ridiculous.
So let me ask you guys. Your child grabs a vase purposefully. You see them, grab the vase, smash it on the ground, look you dead in the eye. Are they deserving of a punishment?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Are they aware of their actions?
They're 4 years old.
Exactly.
They looked you right in the eye.
So they know.
Exactly.
So they know what they did was
But
wrong.
they know what they're doing wrong.
they're
You
4
can't-
years
no,
old.
they know what they're doing wrong. It's like a challenge. You know, they're going to continue to do the same thing over and over, and
Yeah,
they're going
but
to
you're,
keep testing.
you're in
What if-
that.
what
You're
if
in
I told
that
you that
1 to
instead of-
5.
she's got a point. Like, he's only 4. Like, because she's saying he's only 4, and they're not. So she's so what to me, what I'm getting from this is that she's saying that that they're saying to this that she's saying that my mind's not just gone blank. Great. Yeah. So she's saying yeah, but he's only 4, and they're going yeah, but he knows what they did wrong. She's going yeah, but he's only 4, and they're not acknowledging that. So to me, that could suggest that they would use the idea of a death penalty to deter that 4-year-old away. Which, well, I'm gonna put this in a simple one-word answer. No, simply no.
Punishing that child, you spoke to that child. People, though, might not have all the information in the way that a 4-year-old doesn't have all the information.
Disagreeers.
So we've heard the reasons for using the idea of capital punishment or death penalty as a deterrent from stop people committing crime. Now let's see why some people don't think it's a good idea. I'm intrigued to hear about this one.
I really don't remember any time someone was like, you know, I really want to kill someone, but that death penalty, man, oh. No, it just doesn't make sense to me that that's a deterrent. If anything, a human connection to someone, like to themselves or their family or someone they care about, has been the biggest deterrent in my idea, of course.
Anyone can be rehabilitated back into society.
Well, can you rehabilitate anyone back into Probably, yeah. Probably. I mean, there may be some reasons why not, but I probably most people probably, yeah. Only one people thinks they can. One person.
Absolutely. Absolutely, y'all. Here's the thing. I think this is probably the most hip
I lied, this guy's afro. Just gonna point that out there. This guy's afro. It's a good afro.
part about my whole thinking is that unending optimism for people, that I know better than to give up on someone.
I agreed with the first half of the sentence, but not the second, in that I think anybody can be rehabilitated. That doesn't mean that they're going back into society. There are options for somebody to live a full, complete life and not be a danger to society.
You also have to look at it with child molestation cases. I mean, how are you going to send someone that did a crime like that that's so heinous? And it's happened many times where they release these people constantly and they're still doing the same thing.
No matter how much you try to rehabilitate someone, they also have to want to be rehabilitated in order.
No, I think in that regard, yeah, in that regard, it does depend, like, if what they've done, they realized, hold on, well, that is actually quite kind of shitty thing to do. I do want to try and change my ways. Compared to someone who's like, who just gets like a vibe, or just gets off on crime and stuff. So yeah, it does that. I think, yeah. I didn't think of that beforehand, but yeah, that does depend actually.
For that to work
that
out.
accept that and want to
So
get
that's
over
the
it.
thing. We're assuming people don't want to be rehabilitated. That's my whole point. Is that if you can believe
Also,
that people
there's a
don't want to
cost
be
involved.
rehabilitated, though, then you have to also believe the possibility that they could redeem themselves and do something amazing after that rehabilitation happens.
For those people that are just like past rehabilitation, are they deserving of death? Is that what we've come to?
It really depends on, again,
Circumstances.
what the circumstances,
of course.
what this
Yeah.
crime is.
But that's where we get into, like, who are we to say who's deserving or not? We need to actually know their entire story and who they are as a person, their upbringing, what got them into that situation, their mental stability. All of those things can be taken more into consideration.
But that goes to say
Right?
that once you read their book, that you're going to be empathetic, and it's clear that they've taken the
Well,
side.
you can't have empathy when families have lost their kids due to those
There's
killings.
no
That's
way,
the
shape, or form.
entire most important time to have empathy.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Yep.
Is when families have
I
gone through
can't- I
that to
can't see
understand
that.
what the family's going through on top of what the person went through.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I don't think everybody deserves a second chance, but I do believe that there are people who do deserve it. So it just depends, again, like I was mentioning earlier, it depends on what kind of crime they're committing. If they killed
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
somebody, I don't believe that they deserve a second chance. But if they did like a lesser crime, like they're stealing something from a store, like candy or something like that, or a TV or a bike, I do believe that they deserve a second chance.
Here's the thing for me. This is why it gets hypocritical to me in this kind of discussion, where we all think about the other person of the victim or something like that in terms of second chances. But the whole biggest idea, we really confront this idea, is if it was us. Would I want a second chance if I knew I messed up on something, however heinous or big it was, or however small it was? I want that second chance for me, and for at least my family and friends. That's the least I want. So that's why I know it applies to everyone.
I think it depends on what the second chance is. That doesn't mean that there's absolute re-entry into society. A second chance often means giving someone their life.
Just say a horrendous crime that someone raped, then burned someone alive. It's a horrendous crime. To just let them out of society, that's too much of a second chance. But from within the confines of prison for such a heinous act, that you do get a little bit more.
Only one. Yeah. Just want to go back to the statement. People deserve chances. Does every single person deserve a second chance? In my opinion, no, because maybe what the crime that they committed. Then you're talking about, I would love to have the chance to have a second chance. There's a difference between I would love to have it and I deserve it.
Yep.
I think I'm a little confused about where it is that this line is drawn, because that makes the difference between a second chance, between life and death, between consideration and no consideration.
I think it does start with obviously the crime that you commit. There's a difference between intentionally and unintentionally killing a
Okay,
person.
so what if I put a pillow over a woman's face versus if I chop her up?
That's
killing a person.
So ending someone's life, that is the height of violence.
Pre-med, if it was calculated, I don't think you deserve a second chance. And in my opinion, for a crime like that, no, I don't care. I have no remorse. I have no mercy for anyone who kills anyone.
Okay, there was, I spoke about this the other day. There was a woman who set her husband on fire, killed him for raping her 7-year-old daughter. She found him, murdered him. That was not self-defense.
That's revenge.
It was premeditated.
That's revenge. That's
Yes,
my opinion.
and yes, she deserves the death penalty. It is
What?
still she can listen. She can go through the legal. I don't care how much it hurts. I understand that. I understand it, but you still need to go through the legal process like everybody else. You don't take it into your own hands to go and
So you guys
to
talk
go
about
and.
the death penalty like it's global justice, like you're doing something for the world, like
You
you're
are.
removing a threat. But that woman was doing some global justice if I ever heard it.
That was not her right to do, though. That's not
But
how it
how
works.
is it that you say that a
I need to rewatch something. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So, I just had to rewatch just to make sure I got what I thought I had clear in my head. That guy's saying that it wasn't her right to kill her husband so she killed her husband because he raped her daughter, and she had no right. Yeah, I kind of have to disagree with them there, because she kind of does. In a way, sort of. I mean, probably not putting him on fire, but still. She has a right to do something in that scenario. But I still don't think she should get the death penalty for it. At least go like, I don't know, prison or something like that, I don't know.
Say that a jury of your peers, that we as citizens, we as the constituency, we have that right then. What, because we have numbers, because we have some process?
A death penalty is a state-sanctioned homicide. It still is a homicide, but it is decided by multiple people.
I know.
At that point,
here's the thing. I think we need to go above the legal system in this dialogue, because it was legal to have slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Right?
that was
So whenever we
legal
say
to
legal
unjust.
system, we have to go beyond this.
and that was
This is
also
where our
abolished.
ideas transcend what we're talking about.
If someone genuinely apologizes for a crime, their punishment should be reduced.
So if someone is generally apologized for a crime, they're not walking forward first? He is. I think it depends on what the crime is. I'm probably whoever the victim of the crime was, whatever the crime was, I think if they're okay with that, then I think it's okay. Because obviously, if obviously it's a crime and someone dies, and obviously the loved one of someone, then obviously if you reduce that crime, and the original punishment, the partner of the victim was okay with that, and then this doesn't reduce, they're like, wait, what the fuck? No, he deserves this. I think if I had a discussion about it, maybe then possibly, yeah, but it all depends again.
Duh. I just want to. The thing is, like, of course, it's the hardest part of this concept, this idea, is how do you judge someone's genuine authenticity in their apologeticness, right? I specifically remember a case, Stanley Tookie Williams, this guy really convinced me that he was apologetic for his crime. And the thing was, he believed he didn't even commit the crime. He was innocent of the crime, but he was still apologetic for his past crimes that he had done in his life and the things that he did get convicted for. So when I saw that he made a children's book about preventing other kids from actually ending up where he ended up as a gang member and leader of the Crips, I believe, that was enough for me, where he's actually going out of his way to prevent future crime from happening for other people. I'm like, all right, I accept your apology, man. I accept that big time. Man.
There's no way of validating an apology. I mean, like, how do you know if they're apologizing, they're lying? You know, that happens a lot. I mean, there are people who seem so genuine and behind their eyes, they're not,
you don't know.
not truthful.
Let's just say a gang-on-gang violence. Just say that a gang member did a hit on a house of a opposing gang member and their family. And just say, well, shooting, he killed 3 people. Just say eventually he did apologize. It doesn't matter. He still killed someone, and he should still serve a life sentence for it.
What if this person did so much to redeem themselves or account for that and actually showed their genuine apologeticness behind it? What if they,
I do not
that's
care.
the whole thing.
I do
You
not
don't
care.
care.
I don't
Okay.
care. Is that they committed murder, they get life in prison. No death penalty, they get life in
So if
prison.
they became Mother Teresa after this?
Nope,
No?
life in prison.
Okay.
They get to see their life behind bars.
I think it's important to consider the due stress that this gentleman is under. He's in a gang lifestyle, in a gang environment where he's gonna get his ass beat if he does not go make this hit. Even in military crimes, like in World War II, all of those people that followed orders. Yes, they were guilty of those crimes.
There are people who oppose. There are people who tried to, within Hitler's own group, tried to kill Hitler. You still, as an individual, chose to do an action.
You can't count on somebody else to have courage in the capacity that you do. You can't count on somebody to be as intelligent or as brave as you are.
If we just allow someone just to skirt by like that, we're giving a bad example to everybody else in society, and they're going to think that they can just repeat the same thing, and they're going to get away with it.
I believe that anyone can forgive anyone given enough time.
I don't know about that one this time. I'm not sure.
I just want to sit on this side. I can do that, right? Yes.
Sit right here this time. Why not?
Yes. I mean, once I read a story about a mother that forgave the killer of her child, I'm like, okay, I believe in it. I believe anything is possible now.
Imagine your mother for a second.
Oh, shite.
If someone were to kill your mother, would you be able to forgive that person?
No.
Eventually. It
Depends. Cause yeah, depends on the situation, on how she was killed, or if someone killed someone, like why they were doing it, or why they were a danger in the first place. It would depend.
The question was with time. Anyone could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes with sure with time.
Unless you've.
I think just on this entire subject, I think mainly. I mean, death penalty of my personally out of the question, but like with a lot of the other things, I think with a lot of the other statements, I think it just depends on so many different factors.
Really experience something like that, you won't know yourself really. You only know what you feel right now, but unless you were in that motion where it did happen, that mentality, you don't know.
Way to traumatize people with that question.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, first of all, guys, for asking that question about your mother, I applaud you for even giving the consideration to forgive that person. And for myself personally, if something like that did happen to my mum, I would find it so hard for myself to forgive that person who committed that act, knowing that he has destroyed my life, also has destroyed our family's lives.
I think I would eventually forgive, but I know there's people out there who would always hold a grudge.
I think it justify someone killing my mother. I mean, I can't see myself forgiving someone like that.
I heard a great concept about immediately forgiving someone and finding the reasons to forgive them later. Like that actually helped me find peace of mind, knowing that that's the guaranteed, like, where I should end up anyway, you know?
So back to this concept of our own mothers. If my mother were to commit murder, I would vouch for her.
Oh, that's a hard one, that is. Wait, no, hold on, wait, what?
For her to receive capital punishment.
No. Oh. Unless that's no. Unless that's you do it yourself. Oh dear. Yeah. Me, probably not. I know it's not a good thing, but just in general with anyone, when it comes to those sort of situations where you have to, like, sacrifice yourself to save someone else or something along those lines, I'm not a very selfless person. I don't know why. If I saw a gun, say if I was in close proximity to someone, this person who was about to get shot by someone, I wouldn't be able to jump in front. I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know. I could, yeah, no. So, I probably wouldn't, because just of my general inability to, in that regard, I'm not very selfless.
I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say that I'm for capital punishment, if my own mother would to commit a crime that's so heinous, yeah, I would be for, even for her.
The law applies to everyone.
Everyone, even my own mother.
Yeah. If law enforcement abides by, it has to abide by the laws. If us citizens have to abide by law, yeah, mom should too.
This is a very troubling thing for me that anybody walked up to these chairs, because one, it's something that I question morally and emotionally about our society, that we're not already crying or feeling some kind of feeling about our own mother being on death row, because now we can easily imagine, if we take it one more step further, that every single person on death row is somebody's mother or father or sister or brother.
We can't escape that we'll be sad, but at the same time, they committed a crime and they have to pay for it.
That's it for you?
Why
That's
does
it?
it have to be the death penalty, though? Why does it have to be the death penalty?
Like, there's
Why,
no discussion,
why would I be
there's no
for the
deeper
death penalty in the
emotional-
first place on other crimes?
Punishment,
Sex
yeah,
offenders, why
punishment,
would I be
yeah.
for? And what if they were a sex offender themselves? That doesn't exclude them because they're my parents.
Yeah.
I am afraid that there are innocent people on death row.
Probably, yeah.
I think we can all agree
Yep.
Yeah.
that there has been instances.
been
There's
many
no denying that.
cases.
There's no denying that fact.
Isn't the
There
current
could be more too.
Yeah.
There could be more people.
the current count, I believe, ever since President Carter, is 100 people have been found not guilty due to basically witnesses lying, DNA, and other such things. So 100 people is not a small amount.
Yeah, if one person is innocent, that's enough for me to not trust the legal system. And on top of that, in terms of corruption, racism, all these kind of things that affect our whole legal system, I don't know why it's taboo to say that. Like, yeah, we need to admit that more, and it's gonna be okay. Like, let's admit it and move forward. Can I just hug you?
Yeah, it is.
How is your mom?
She's good.
She's good?
Yeah.
Okay. And how's your mom doing?
She chilling. Yeah, she's safe. She chilling.
Okay.
That's a wrap. Good job, guys.
Great talk. Great stuff, man. Oh my gosh, that was.
Hey guys, this is Jason.
Right. So, yeah, I think that video. Right, well, interesting. Very interesting. I guess, from that perspective, from what I could tell, the people who were who were for the death penalty were, whether they had considered it in the past or not, they seem to only be considering it from an outside point of view, from the people who were affected by that person. I'm still holding up my reasoning. But yeah, good video. Very interesting topic. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. On that note, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, Sergeant Beckett. If you'd like, in the description of this video, there's a link to my Linktree. In that Linktree, there are links to other socials such as Instagram and TikTok, and I've got a few Discord servers on there as well as a website for a reenactment society that I am part of. Thank you all again for watching. See you all in the next video. Adios.